Hello all, welcome back to this channel. This video is part of the series of SSIS tutorial videos. In this video, we are going to discuss about data conversion transformation in SSIS. So data conversion transformation in SSIS, it allows you to convert column data types within a data flow task. So you know that data flow task, it will do the ETL operation, that it will extract the data from the source, it will transform the data, and it will load the data to the destination. So while transforming the data, you need to sometimes convert the data types. Then only we will be able to load the data to the destination. For example, suppose if you have an CSV file, when you fetch the data from the CSV file, mostly all the data will be in string format. So the IDs, the numeric data types, everything we need to do the data type conversion using this data conversion transformation, and then only we will be able to load that to the SQL server. So why we use the data conversion transformation? It helps resolve data type mismatches between source and the destination. It avoids errors in ETL process due to type conflicts. It supports conversions like string to integer, integer to float, Unicode to non-Unicode, etc. Essential when working with flat files, databases, and Excel. And the common use cases is converting string to integer before inserting into SQL server. That is what I told earlier. Changing Unicode to non-Unicode, transforming float to decimal for precision calculations, adjusting date formats between different systems. So we are going to do an example that we will be having a CSV file that contains employee data. However, the employee ID column is in string format and the salary column is also in the string format or float format. You need to change the employee ID to integer. The same way you need to change the salary to decimal. So we will go to the employee data CSV file. So this is the input CSV and it contains the employee data CSV file. We will open it and see. So it is having employee ID, employee name, and salary. But the problem is, since it is in CSV format, all the columns will be having the data type of string. You need to convert that data type of string to the respective data types when you load it to the SQL server. So we will go to the SQL server and we will create a table with employee ID, employee name, and salary. So we are in the SQL server and we will paste this code. This is a simple code for creating the table employee data, employee ID. Int as primary key. We don't need to use primary key because if you do it multiple times, we will be getting an error. So employee ID, employee name, and salary. And salary, you can see it is in decimal format, and employee ID, it is in int format. So you're using data conversion transformation, you need to change this employee ID and salary from the CSV file to this int and decimal format in SQL Server. So we will execute this create table and the table has been created. And now we will go to the Visual Studio for data conversion. So here in the Visual Studio, you can open the project and you can create a new project, and integration service project you can create. You can give the location and give the project name, and you can create the project. Here, of course, we need to select the data flow task first, and it is in the control flow pane, and we will double click the data flow task for ETL operation. And now first thing is that you need to select the source. Our source is the flat file source, and we select the flat file source and we will double click it to go to the editor, then the configuration manager. You have to select the new configuration manager and we will select browse. And here, since the filter is text, you need to change it to CSV file. We have changed and we got the input CSV. We will select that and open it, and the column names is the first data, and we can preview the data. You got the employee ID, employee name, and the salary, and you can select OK. So now instead of creating the destination, we are going to select the transformation, that is data conversion transformation. So we can double click the data conversion transformation and you can give the input from the output of this flat file source. So you can double click the transformation and you can select the employee ID. So employee ID is already showing as string. You have to convert it to integer. So you can select the employee ID and you can go to integer, single bit integer, 4 bytes single integer, I4 you can select it. And the same thing for salary also. It is showing a string. You need to convert it to decimal. That is, you need to convert it to numeric. You can give it as numeric. And we have given the precision as 10 in SQL Server. Same thing, precision you can give it here. And for the scale also, we have given it as 2. Here we can give it as 2. And we can select OK. So now you have to remember that, okay, column name has changed. Now the column name has changed from employee ID to copy of employee ID, and the column name of salary has changed to copy of salary. So you need to map this column name to the SQL server. We should not map the original employee ID and original salary column name. So we will OLEDB destination, and you can map it to the OLED destination. Instead of mapping directly from flat file source, we are mapping it from data conversion, and we will select the OLED destination, and that is going to give the server name, and you need to select the database, and then you need to select the table name, and then we will go for mapping. So you need to change the mapping here because the input column is shown as employee data. You have to change it to copy of employee data, employee ID, copy of employee ID. Instead of salary, you need to change it to copy of salary because that is the new data type. We will select OK, and then we will execute this package. Of course, now everything got executed. 4 rows has been passed to the data conversion, and the same 4 rows, after converting the data type, it has passed to the OLEDB destination. So we will go and check to the SQL server whether we got all the 4 rows. So we can select star from employee data, and we can check it and see. Of course, we got all the 4 records from this employee data table. So this is a small example regarding data conversion transformation. You can explore more about this. Hope this was a valuable video. Have a nice day.